Good morning, good evening, good wherever you are. Welcome to the Saturday show. I'm Karl Edwards Levy. I am back after being away due to work commitments. But yes, it's good to be back on stream for quite a while, for a bit as well. We're going to have some loads of stuff to talk about today as well. We'll talk all the upcoming games this weekend as well, including the big game. The game on the weekend is the time derby between Sunderland against Newcastle. We'll discuss more at length as well. We'll talk about this past week of all the Champions League and the Europa League and Conference League results as well. And we'll also discuss all the big topics points that's happened the last 7 days, including the controversy after what happened against Leeds against Liverpool with Mo Salah coming out with his comments as well. We'll discuss more at length what happens with his future as well. So it's good to have you on all this morning as well. So let's go into the fixtures for the first this weekend as well. No Premier League game lunchtime kickoff today, but we have got four games in the Premier League later on today. So two league games at 3 o'clock. Chelsea against Everton, while Liverpool at home to Brighton, and then two even kickoff between Burnley against Fulham, and then at 5:30, and then Arsenal against Wolves at 8 o'clock in the Scottish Premiership. Three huge games. So Dundee United against Motherwell, Livingston go at home to Dundee, and the 8 o'clock Hearts are still top of the table. They go away to Falkirk, and in the Championship, it's a 3:30 kickoff between Norwich City and Southampton. Preston go away to Oxford, and Stoke City against Swansea City. 3 o'clock kickoff later on today. Big game between Coventry City and Bristol City. My friend Annie from the Championship Review will be going to the game as he's now at the University of Warwick, so he'll be going to the game today. Birmingham City home to Charlton Athletic. Ipswich Town go away up to the King Power Stadium to face Leicester City. QPR going up to the north east to face Middlesbrough. Mill at home gets the whole City, two very good informed teams at the moment. Portsmouth gets Blackburn Rovers, and then Wrexham against Watford at 3 p.m. later on today. Two games in the women's football. The Women's Super League, everything gets Arsenal at 12 o'clock, and then it's the third round in the FA Cup between Wolverhampton against Nottingham Forest. And in League One, we've got two 12:30 kickoff games between AFC Wimbledon and Mansfield Town. Huddersfield against Wigan Athletic. And then the 3 o'clock games today, we've got the Cardiff at home to Doncaster Rovers. Cardiff still top of the table after a really good win against Huddersfield not too long ago as well. Huddersfield, trying to catch up after the draw they had this week as well. Peterborough gets Northampton Town later on today. We've got to Blackpool gets Lincoln City. Barnes at home to Leyton Orient. Exeter City go up to Bolton, Bradford home to Reading, Wycombe Rangers go up to Burton, Albion, Luton against Port Vale today as well. Plymouth Argyle gets Rotherham United, and Stockport County gets Stevenage. Two games in the League Two kickoffs late at lunchtime in an hour. So Bristol Rovers gets South Swindon Town, Watford City gets Salford City gets Colchester United. Accrington Town gets Bromley, Cheltenham Town gets Harrogate Town, Chesterfield gets Barnet, Oldham go away to Crawley, Gillingham gets Barrow, Grimsby Town gets Notts County, Cambridge go away to MK Dons, Newport County gets Fleetwood Town, Tranmere against Crewe Alexandra, and Walsall gets Shrewsbury Town. And then four games in the Scottish Championship, Arbroath gets Partick Thistle, Greenock Morton gets Adrianians, Dunfermline go away to Queen's Park, and then Raith Rovers against Ross County. In League One, Alloa Athletic home to Crewe in the South, East Fife go away to Cove Rangers, Avery Califistal go away to home to Hamilton, Stenham away to Montrose, Peterhead against Kelty Hearts, and the Scottish League 2 as well. Huge games later on today. Adrian Lifford get Forfar Athletic, East Kilbride go away to Dumbarton, Edinburgh gets against Clyde, Elgin City gets Stranraer, and Spartans go away to Sturban Albion as well. And all the games in the FA Cup Trophy all the games start from 1 o'clock in the afternoon all the way to at least the last game at 3 o'clock as well. And there's no National League games on today as well due to the FA Cup Trophy. In the Spanish La Liga, Atletico Madrid gets Valencia later on at 1 o'clock. Mallorca gets Elche at 3:15. Barca home to Osasuna at 5:30, and then Getafe gets Espanyol at 8 o'clock. Borussia Mönchengladbach home to Wolfsburg. Augsburg over to Frankfurt. Hoffenheim home to Hamburg. St. Pauli gets Heidenheim, and Bayer Leverkusen gets FC Cologne at 5:30. So in the Serie A, Torino against Cremonese at 2 o'clock. Parma gets Lazio at 5 o'clock, and then 7:45 kickoff between Atalanta and Calgary as well. And going into the Eredivisie, PSV at home to Hercules, which is one of the big team's key fixtures. And in League Earn, Rennes gets Brest later at 4 o'clock. PSG go into Mainz, and then at 6 o'clock, and then Paris FC gets Toulouse at 8:05. Let's go on to Sunday's games. There's 4 games on Sunday, which is huge games. Crystal Palace against Man City, not Forest against Spurs, and it's the big one, the time we start between Sunderland against Newcastle United. That's going to be a huge game. That will be the game of the weekend as well. Aston Villa will go away to West Ham United, and it's a 4:30 kick-off between Brentford against Leeds United as well. And also, it's a Scottish Cup League final between St Mirren and Celtic. We'll discuss more about Wilfred Nancy's first 2 games poor start as well. And also the Scottish Premiership, Aberdeen gets Kilmarnock as well. And there's some key games in the Women's Super League as well. Man United gets Spurs at 2:30, while Brighton Hove against Chelsea at 5 to 12, along with the Leicester City over three games on the screen as well. And also in the Scottish Special Women's Premier League as well. Hibs will go away to Montrose later today, a little tomorrow. Hearts are away to Motherwell. Rangers home to Pat Thistle tomorrow, and then Celtic against Aberdeen start at 1 o'clock as well. And in the Spanish Liga as well, Real Madrid go away to Alves. Real Madrid have had a bit of a slump as well recently under Xavi Alonso about his future. Athletic Bilbao go away to Celta Vigo as well. And the Jumbers Berlin give Bundesliga 3 games in there on Sunday. Freiburg against Borussia Dortmund at 2:30, and it's Bayern Munich against Mainz at 4:30, and the last game of the weekend, it is Werder Bremen against Stuttgart as well. And in the Serie A, I've got some huge games on there as well. AC Milan against Sassuolo at 11:30. Napoli go away to Udinese as well at 2 o'clock. Then Inter Milan go away to Genoa at 5 o'clock, and it's the 7:45 kickoff between Bologna against Juventus as well. And also in the Eredivisie, Ajax gets Feyenoord tomorrow at 1:30 as well. And also Marseille gets Monaco in the league, and one of the key games this weekend at 7:45 tomorrow night. And also on Monday Night Football, just 2 couple games as well. Manchester United gets Bournemouth at 8 o'clock on Monday Night Football. Rangers go home to Hibernian on Monday night at 7:45, and it's Derby County. They go away to Sheffield Wednesday at 8 o'clock as well, and it's Roma against Como at 7:45 as well. So let's bring in my co-host. Good morning to Stephan. Stephan, good morning to you.
Morning, Karl. How we doing, my friend?
I'm doing, yeah.
I'm pleased, by the way, you shaved 2 minutes off that. That was impressive.
Hey, I do as quick as I can
That
do.
was
Yeah.
impressive.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's why I'm so good at that completely. So
Yeah, you're better than me. I do a streamlined version when you're not on.
I know you do. I've seen it as well. Let's let's get into the messages. Oh, good morning, Doug. I am good, thank you very much.
Morning, Doug. Morning, Chris. How we doing,
Morning,
guys?
Chris. Yeah, morning, Chris.
How
Yeah,
we
we're
doing?
well,
How we
thank.
doing? Big ups, everyone.
Aye. And also, Chris said Monday night football, maybe just Monday night games. How many Monday nights we 4 in a row? Actually, Doug said, which is
I know. Exactly. 4 in a row Monday Night Football. Crazy.
absolutely, yeah, 4 in a row.
Crazy.
Absolutely amazing. Let's go with the big talking point of the week,
Yes.
Stefan. And we'll have Reece coming on shortly as well.
Yep.
We have to talk about what's happening at Liverpool last week after the 3-3 draw, disappointing draw against Leeds at Ellen Road last week. Mo Salah came out,
Yep.
just
With
to the media.
absolutely horrendous comments saying, and I quote, he's been thrown under the bus.
Yeah, absolutely as well. And listen, it's
It's,
the comments are
it's
surprising.
yes,
Yeah.
it's a surprise. And dare I say it, it's got a look of Alexander Isak Mark II.
It certainly does, and yeah, and look at his comments. He stopped short saying him and me, but he did say that his relationship has broken down of the authority
Yep.
of Arne Slot's authority. He's not played in any of the 3 games of the last this past week or so, and like I said, because of Slot's under scrutiny. It's surprising he didn't speak to the British media. He spoke to the foreign media, to the Norwegian media after the game. So it is very surprising of why he's very methodical. He's very methodical. He's very strategic when he makes his comments. He did that
Mhm.
in the press conference. He did that with his contract situation 7-8 months ago. So yeah, but let's say good morning to Reece. Reece, good morning.
Morning, Luis, buddy.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. We're just discussing about Mo Salah's situation. What's your take on this past week? It's just been a really, really PR disaster for both sides.
I'm at that point now where I can just say I don't care. Because what's the point? Like, I don't think Liverpool even know what they're doing now. To be honest, I think they're weak. I think they're spineless, and I think this shows why Arne Slot is going to. He's got no willpower. Like, I'm sorry, but if you can win games without Mo Salah, why would you recall him in the first place? But it doesn't make any sense. So I simply just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's not surprising he has come out with his statements, and I was reading the whole interview completely, and I want to get Chris and Doug's perspective on this as well, actually, and I'm glad Chris has just come in with this one. Personally, I don't want to keep Salah obviously because he did call Klopp out, but he did have a disagreement with Klopp in the past. Salah ego and behavior is not good for us, for Liverpool, as he's saying. And I wanted to bring, so when I was thinking about this past week, when I was thinking, where is this going to go? Until yesterday, Arne Slot in his press conference said that Salah will be in the squad against Brighton today, but he stopped short if he's going to be starting today as well. So it just sounds like the way he said, and this is what he said, about, I've had to tell my family they might have to come to the last game today or maybe because it might be my last game for Liverpool. It's just he's very strategic of what he said because he's done this with the press for so long with Liverpool. It's just now thinking, should have Liverpool let him go last season when he was linked with Saudi last summer?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I said it to you start of the season, mate. Like, Liverpool don't need Salah.
No.
At all.
If you remember, the Saudis came in with that absolutely ludicrous offer on deadline day, and Liverpool just, we rejected it straight off the bat.
I'm going to say something, and I really don't. I know, like what Doug's saying there is absolutely
Doug.
true.
Yes, no one is bigger than the club. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm going to say something that I truly believe in, and I really don't care how this comes across. But if I was the owner of Liverpool, I would be calling the sporting director or
Michael
whatever.
Edwards, yep.
I would be phoning him personally, and I would be telling him to tell Salah after that interview, that's it. And I would honestly just tell him, we're going to pay off your contract. That's you. You're gone. Like, I would honestly terminate Salah's contract today. Like, I don't care how that comes across. Like, I've seen my club do it to Roy Keane over nothing.
Yep. I remember
Honestly,
that.
I would terminate Salah's contract today.
And same with Ronaldo when he came back to the interview with Piers Morgan as well. So
yeah,
that as well. Like, again, it's out of context interviews, but it's just as bad. But I'd be like, I don't care. You're gone. Like, Rangers done it to like several players as well in my day. I've seen it. I've seen Milan do it. Like, I've yet to see Leipzig do it, funnily enough. But I've seen plenty of big clubs that have gone, if that's what you're going to do. I'll give you a perfect example. 1990s, like, Bayern Munich had escaped the FC Hollywood name. Like, they had literally escaped FC Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then cue the madness of Lothar Matthäus and Jurgen Klinsmann. He calls him out and says he's not good enough to lead the country, but then, funnily enough, Matthäus gets dropped as the captain of Germany, gets dropped as the captain of Bayern. Klinsmann becomes captain of Germany to win the Euros on English home soil.
We'll forget Reece on. Yeah, but it for me, it's such a sticky situation for Liverpool. I'm not going to lie to you. I just surprised that they got themselves in this. I'm thinking when he's calling out for a contract, what he did months ago, that was a calling sign of, oh, this might be a situation that this could be where we need to try to keep this in house. That's the problem, and I think looking at this as well, and even Chris has made a good point as well. You know, you can't cuss the club out like that. I've always been a player. This sort of, to Kenny Dalglish comparing Salah to him, and I don't know. It's so difficult. Reece, before you got cut off, I know you were saying something about the FC Hollywood situation.
Yeah, what was the last thing you heard me say?
But Klinsmann and winning
The World Cup on home, the
Yeah.
Euros on English soil. Yeah, okay. So they won the Euros on English soil, and then they kept him in the team, Mateus. Like eventually, obviously, they went and won the more leagues for him, but they didn't win the Champions League with him because he left in January of the year they would go on and win the Champions League, which is 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
But even so, they were going to get rid of Mateus, but they went, actually, no, because Mateus went, all right, I'll knuckle down, I'll work harder and all that. But he basically had a fine warning. He had everything taken of him. And let's be real, Jurgen Klinsmann was the second best German player of the 90s. Like Mateus 100% was the best German player.
Yeah.
No one was on the level of Lothar Matthäus.
No, not in that period, no.
So that shows how far Bayern were willing to go. So if I was... Even Gascoigne had his contract cut by several points as well. Like great players like Baggio had his Inter Milan contract cut. He had a perfect 10 out of 10 performance for Inter. The final day of the season, he had a final 10 out of 10 performance, which helped Inter qualify for the Champions League. That was 99-2000. And they still got rid of Baggio because he said it's me or Lippy. And Baggio saved Lippy's job. And then they still got rid of him. So, that says it all. And that's because their communication broke down, but that happens. So, quite frankly, big clubs can do it. Why are Liverpool too afraid to not make action? So, if I was them, I'd have a tough conversation.
Yeah.
Because if that was one of us at our job, if we called out our work like that, we would be hauled into a HR meeting. There would be no second chances.
Nope. I agree with that as well. Actually, I just think that this situation has got out of hand, and especially what Chris said early on. He had disagreements with Klopp, and we saw that one of the games before Klopp left was West Ham away. Was that the size where that Liverpool should have done something before Slot came in, because this was going to hang over his head, especially with, like I say, I think what's going on at Liverpool, but the way Trent's been left Liverpool to go around, and now I'm thinking the fact some it's been a mixture of some fans want to keep Salah and get rid of Slot, and it's been the other way around. It's just like, what do you care about the club, or do you just care about the player? If not, like I said, no player is bigger than the club. Not even Mo Salah, not Roy Keane, not Cristiano Ronaldo. No one is bigger than the club. So there is questions what Liverpool to do if I can't see Salah playing. I really can't see Salah playing today. I don't see it as well. And
I can just see him being a bench warmer from now until he goes to AFCON.
Yeah, and AFCON starts after next week anyway. So
Boxing Day. And the first game, ironically, on Channel 4, other TV channels are available, but we've got the rights to AFCON.
Yeah, because it used to be a split. It used to be a split between pay TV free. This is the first time it's on free TV altogether.
Yeah.
So.
And Egypt is the very first game that Channel 4 is going to be showing as part of AFCON. So it'll be interesting to see whether he still has a part to play in AFCON for Egypt.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting if he does as well. And I'm just seeing, I'm seeing what Chris has said. I'm hoping Slot sticks to the same setup that beat Inter. Unfortunately, I have my doubts, and of course, Liverpool Conte will be on Southside because that's Yeah, he's got a point. That is there, the pro Salah, that how he's been as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And even Chris would per se wants both and Salah out as well. And Dope's still thinking he thinks in that of the Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards and Arne Slot would want Salah sold next month as well. And he doesn't think even Alexis McAllister will not be there next summer. That is going to be interesting as well. So
What is this whole thing about McAllister? I'm confused.
I'm so confused as well. That's been coming up, and I've been seeing what's been going on, and I'd love to get Doug's intake on this one as well, and Chris as well.
Yes.
Yeah, but a lot of just out of Back to the Future. I can't. Yeah. I don't blame you. I know you can't be asked with it now because, like I said, the journalists are going to be there asking me the questions. Every single media, even local media to international media, will ask him as well.
Mm.
And Chris is probably one of the few people I think I can understand, because he said with Trent, he respected his decision, no dislike about it, but with Salah, I dislike his antics. Trent didn't do this in a way. And
No.
a lot of local fans were still thinking, it's your boyhood club. Why are you leaving? But like I said, you have to understand the decision. He's won all the trophies with your boyhood club.
Yep.
Not everyone can be a one man club forever.
Mhm.
So, and this is what I see. This is what Chris has been saying. So McCarthy not be fit, also a big thing, but I feel his head is elsewhere. That might be the signs that some McCarthy is not going to be a Liverpool player for much longer in the foreseeable future. At some point, when the Liverpool paid a huge amount of money for Brighton, So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting
Fair.
situation because that surprised me this week that came out as well. So yeah, so it's a
With,
lot.
with this sour story, guys, January, the transfer window is going to be really interesting now to see what happens.
I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be, honestly. I think it'll just be 30 days of nothing will happen.
Yeah, I see. I think in the same way as well too. It for big clubs, I think there will be nothing happening. Maybe for the teams in the other side of the Premier League, probably will do like ourselves. We will be probably looking at some,
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't think even Wolves, even though they're going down, they will probably try to bring some players in. I just
Yeah.
don't see nothing happening with the big six clubs. And Chris said since Mikasa has been linked to La Liga earlier this summer. His head has gone. His head has been, yeah. I've kind of since he just said that he's not been the same since. I have noticed his individual has been dipped as well, and we'll get on to Xabi Alonso a bit, Doug, about this as well because I did say to you, I did say to Doug last season when Klopp leaving, I said, why do you not get Xabi Alonso? Who's
Now
gonna
we know
do?
why. Now we know why.
Yeah,
If I was Liverpool, mind you, I'm hoping for their downfall to continue. If you want your downfall to continue, you get Xabi Alonso.
mm,
Well,
Because
no.
I think respectfully, I think we can see why Real Madrid were very hesitant to bring him in the first place.
Yeah,
yeah,
well, not being funny, look at Real Madrid's Champions League position, guys.
yeah.
No, it's not just that.
Precarious.
Let's look at their entire season.
I know, it's on a knife edge.
It
It's
is
on
on
a
a knife edge. Yeah, it is on a huge knife edge, Stefan, because I think of like when I've been watching the last couple of games again, in not just the Champions League, also in La Liga, they're just not really been performing. I'm just like, and this is where there were questions about of his tactics of what the solution was. Also, like I said, there's been falling outs with him and Vinicius as well.
Hmm
It's all coming to fruition where Vinicius wants to leave as well. So leading on to
He's
that,
he's crap though. I stand by this. I don't care if it hurts the Brazilian fans or whatever. Like Vinicius Junior is crap.
well, that's good for Scotland, is it? No.
Like it's no coincidence that Real Madrid are a better team when they play Rodrigo and not Vinicius Junior.
I've seen that. I have noticed that. I think Rodrigo's more
Yeah.
the better
That's,
player than yeah.
I've said for God knows how long.
And
Rodrigo is a far better player, and they're willing to let Rodrigo go. If they
And
let
Man City was
Rodrigo
linked with
go,
him earlier this summer as well. They could have got him in actually.
same. Like I wanted Rodrigo as well. I
Yeah.
still do. Like, apparently Valverde's fallen out with him as well. I'll take him too.
Yeah, it's just
Like,
so much issues going around, and we'll talk about the biggest one. Actually, it's a huge weekend for Celtic in the Scottish League Cup final tomorrow against St Mirren. It's so big, and let's talk about the new manager Wilfred Nancy. And Reece, first two games been in defeats, lost against us Jambos on Sunday when a lot of people written off Hearts off completely, and the Hearts had a very good
Yeah.
performance. Really good to keep their stuff on the top of the table. Then
Yeah.
losing to Roma in that collapse as well. It's just this is good. I said this to Stephan before we came on, and I said this is gonna be like Petro Cassina or Paul Le Guen all over again, but this time for Celtic, you know.
I think you have to look at both games differently. I think the Roma game, let's be real, Celtic didn't have a chance no matter what because it's Roma, and Roma they've been exceptional under Gasperini in Serie A. So I don't think you can realistically say anything about Roma because look what they did to Rangers as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think it really matters. I think you have to look at it based on the league game. And I don't even remember watching him in City MLS.
No.
Like that says a lot. I don't remember watching his team, right? So that says a lot about him. But second of all, it's you look at him on TV and constantly all game he's playing with his fucking tipping board. And I'm like, mate, this isn't I'm like, mate,
A live version of LMA Manager
Yeah.
out with the tactics board.
I'm like, why are you showing people actively that this is how you like I mean, I think it's refreshing at least he's not using an iPad. I'll give him that.
He's
I
not
know.
doing that. Ian Catherine using LMA Manager on his iPad, no.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, don't tell
I
me
just
about that. Yeah.
I just don't want to see someone actively show how they set up a football team and get caught on camera.
hmm
You know, like if that's how you're gonna play, then teams are gonna figure you out really quickly. So I thought it was absolutely hilarious. But if you look at Celtic in the whole game against Hearts, Hearts didn't even play well.
No, we didn't need
No.
to. I was working on Sunday, and I just kept. I said we didn't need to play well as long as we
I
keep.
didn't see the first half, but I seen the second half and I seen the highlights of the first half. And Hearts didn't play well, but Celtic were just awful. And
Yeah.
it's great they've not had a new manager bounce. I'm expecting them to win the cup final anyway because it's logic, but
I wouldn't be so
They're-
sure. I would not be so sure.
you still have to expect them to win based on logic. But
Yeah.
On logic,
I
yes.
don't think
On,
they will win though.
on the league performance, no.
But St Mirren aren't good enough. Like, let's be real.
But,
There's only
well,
they aren't. They're not. Like,
but we've made it to the final, though, so that's credited them for something.
any team can make a final though. If you look at their performances in the cup, they were lucky. Like they were lucky that Hearts just didn't care.
Yeah.
The whole, like,
Yeah. Listen, we only care about the group stage, but we didn't care about anything else. So
Rangers honestly didn't give a shit about the League Cup, like, which says a lot. Like, Rangers should be caring about the cups, but they didn't. Hibs didn't care. Look at Hibs throughout the whole cup phase; they didn't give a fuck. Livingston didn't care. Aberdeen are too busy playing with other things. I'm not saying it because Karl's a Leeds fan, so I've got respect. I've got respect for Karl, but you know what I'm talking about with Aberdeen. And
yeah.
Motherwell, well, apparently she's all right, but I don't think they played well at all in the entire cup phase. So genuinely, and I agree with Doug and I agree with Chris, like Celtic should have kept Martin O'Neill. They should have gave the job to him. I don't know what. And
I totally agree because the problem for me is when you manage a team like Rangers or Celtic up in Scotland, you're expected to hit the ground running straight away.
Yeah.
that's why
Right.
Danny Rowe won't last. either Rangers, Danny Rowe
Well,
last.
we'll come on to that, but yeah. But you're expected to hit the ground running straight away as soon as you're through that door. Now, granted, he's had one very difficult European fixture, which you probably couldn't curtail.
A team filled with world class players and Evan
Yeah,
Ferguson. But exactly.
Exactly, and and they're one of the dark horses to win the Europa League this season. They are,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. But against Hearts, you would have thought, being only 3 goals behind on goal difference, you would have seen some type of fight passion to get back to where Celtic feel they should be.
yeah,
But when I seen that and when I seen the result, I nearly fell out my chair. Quite literally. I thought,
yeah.
you've come from the MLS, which, no disrespect to the MLS, but nobody really knows or watches.
It's
Yeah,
it's just the Lionel Messi league now, if you're being
it
really
is. That's what it
honest.
has been.
It's,
It's like where it was the David Beckham League now getting to
yeah,
be, yeah.
I call it the league for players that want to retire gracefully.
Mm.
Basically, it's like Masters football, but on proper pitches. Um, so nobody really knew of him. Yeah, he's French. He's got a little bit of pedigree, but I didn't know him as a manager. And I think if by some collegiate miracle he does not win tomorrow, then he doesn't beat Rangers in a few weeks' time, he is already going to be under pressure. Because let's face it, they're out of Europe. Europe's gone. So all they've got to concentrate on now is the Scottish Cup in the Premier League. It's like
This is true as well. Scottish clubs have been a shambles.
ex- exactly, but I mean, don't get me wrong. It's good for Scottish clubs to get into Europe because of the money and everything else behind it. But when it comes to matching teams on the pitch, you just physically cannot do it.
No, no, I agree wholeheartedly what you said, Stephen, and also what we said is what the thing is real for that. See, he's tapped his ball, and the green shoes
That was funny.
is being so dominant in the media, and it's just like, can we can anyone take him seriously at this moment? And I
I
think
just I just thought it was funny. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, mate. I just thought the most funniest thing on earth is when they seen the tactics board, not the first time, but the second time. It was the fact that the commentator said, "You think you would have green though for Celtic, not blue for Rangers, would he?"
that's what I've seen as well. Yeah, I mean, looking at that, thinking, how have you not got green for Celtic? You all got blue. Yeah.
I burst out laughing when he said that. I was like, I was like, you can't be saying that on TV, but it was just so funny. But yeah, Celtic and Rangers top to bottom are screwed. But see, Celtic, there's another thing about it as well. This is what I was. This is why I laugh at Chris Sutton and Chris Boyd when they went back and forth at the end of Rodgers' tenure, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, when does it end?" Because he's asked for. He said players aren't good enough. He spent all this money. It's all about recruitment versus is it the manager and the players, and it's quite frankly, Celtic are in tatters,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter about money. They've got the same problem that the Italian Football Federation have. Like they are lacking in good quality. They are not making sure that. Funnily enough, Celtic don't play a lot of good Scottish players anymore.
They have
So
become a decline in that for quite a couple of years. I've noticed that decline. It usually didn't, but
Rangers and Celtic are in the bottom percentile of Scottish players in their squad that get called up to the national team. Rangers and Celtic should be the two with the most Scottish players in their team. If you're the biggest clubs, and I'll say this now: Celtic's constant.
We used to be
It's
back in the 90s.
that's what I'm saying. Like they've gone away from it. Like Rangers are too interested in their whole stupid British identity,
yeah,
which I quite frankly I don't care about, and Celtic are too busy with their Irish identity. No, your Scottish clubs Like, you need to start playing Scottish players more, because otherwise, Italy is going to literally be the home of Scotland, and I've got no problem with that right now anyway. But that's where it is. Like,
He's at the moment how yeah, like McTominay, Gilmore, Ferguson have done quite well since the move over, and
The
even
Adams as well, yeah.
yeah,
Doig. That's what I'm
Doig as
saying. Like,
well.
that's literally the reality of it. It's like they're not allowing them to grow. But then people are saying, "Oh, but they are playing Scottish players." I'm like, no, because Connor Barron doesn't get a game, Liam Kelly doesn't get a game, John Suter's the only Scottish player that plays for Rangers, and McGregor doesn't play for Scotland anymore, so it doesn't
No,
count.
he hung up his international boots.
And McGregor, exactly. So
Yeah,
play Scottish players more. I get it. It's fun to have exciting European players. It's fun to have the South Americans and all that, or the Asian talent.
One or two, but not a whole 22-man squad when you think about it, from field to bench.
Anyway, they need to be
That's static.
playing. Aye, they need to be playing more Scottish players. I get it. Obviously, there's a bias against Rangers from Steve Clark, but force the conversation. Play
simple as.
play good Scottish players that will make the bias conversation disappear.
I mean, it was the same, Reece, when Rangers were in the Ilford division. Yeah, there was slightly more Scottish players, but it was still full of foreign players like Sandaza and
Oh, don't
all that
remind me.
in
Don't
the first
remind me of him.
division. That was third division football against the likes of Annan and Edinburgh City, at
Mental.
the time, for example.
That was a team that lost once all season as well.
And they were still fielding all the foreign players with only a slightly more smattering of Scottish players.
I remember that as well. Like the Scottish players that were in that team, like really
McCullough,
McCulloch, Little,
Fields.
King. Um, there was a lot of there was a lot of players, and then they went so crazy, and it was when they got like further up the league. I was like, they're spending so much money on these players. I'm like, just develop a team that will get to the league anyway. It'll happen.
Yeah,
Then you invest, but no, they went psycho. But
yeah. They basically bought the leagues back then, but the point is they were still using predominantly foreign players for a Scottish team back in the first division.
yeah,
Crazy.
the decline of top quality players for Rangers and Celtic that are Scottish are gone, and that's something that they actually need to change,
Yeah,
because you
Go,
can't improve circumstance by
no,
not having players who actually understand where they come from.
exactly. Go back to the academies. Have a look in the academies. Have a look in the under 16s, 15s, 18s. Bring them through. Give them a chance to play because they'll be hungry and they'll be up there.
I mean, Rangers have got some decent young players that are
I
Scottish. They just
know.
don't play them.
I know.
It's crazy. I know the academy system at Rangers and Celtic, but I, for the life of me, don't know why we don't play these lads, boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Baffles me.
Yeah, it's frustrating how they develop Scottish football, especially when it comes to Rangers Celtic, as supposed to be the big key makers. We're bringing developing players from the system, and I think they've really declined so much over the years. And like I said, Nathan Patterson, he would have still been a Rangers player if he
Oh
didn't
yeah,
he moved to
totally,
Everton.
100%. And we were saying 2 weeks ago on the Championship review, Karl, how the Championship in England is the most exciting league in England football besides the Premier League.
Yeah,
But compare that to our Championship. As we said, both me and you, it's just so boring because you know the team that goes down is 99% going to come straight back up with
yeah,
almost 100 points.
yeah, exactly. That
It,
is so true.
it's crazy how there's such a gulfing class between Scottish and English football. Like, I seen Hibs play Aston Villa in the Europa League. and we got absolutely pumped. We got trounced by Aston Villa. Yes, it was good to see an English Premiership team play in Scotland, but before you went to the game, you automatically knew what the result was going to be.
Yeah.
There is just maybe for like the first 5-10 minutes of a game like that, you have a slightly fighting chance, but as the game progresses, you don't, because the players just don't have the same caliber of fitness to play against their Premier League counterparts.
Exactly. No, that's a good point. Actually, it's such a good point of what you said, Stefan, as well. It just for me when I'm looking at the what the Scottish season, youth season, and we're going to come on to Rangers now. Reece, like I said, Rangers are all but out of the Europa League now after
Oh,
Fenerbahce came from behind, and I have to say, with what Robbie Keane's doing, he's doing a fantastic job in Hungary, and I'm surprised he was like Celtic. I think Celtic were linked with him as well, if I recall.
yes.
And
They
I'm
were, yeah.
surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go further to get him because the manager that were linked, like Nicky Haley from Club Brugge, he got sacked not too long, just recently against at Club Brugge, and he was linked. So I'm like, what? Why did Celtic just wait for a manager in the MLS who to solve because his compensation is going to be less? Where you could have gone for someone like Robbie Keane, who has done so well.
There's your answer already.
Or
less.
McKenna.
Yeah.
It's the penny pinching, and it's afraid to make a decision that actually takes you forward, and that's their problem, and that'll not change. Here's another thing. I'm going to show you something. This is a genuine fact. I'm going to share
Welcome
this.
to Reese's Tactics Board, everybody.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's proven a
Oh.
fact. It's proven a fact. Look at the amount of Scottish players in both the Rangers and Celtic squads.
All right, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Let's get this onto the screen now. So,
Probably counting this on one hand, actually.
so this is the Rangers.
Oh.
Ooh. So Rangers got, let's see,
2, 3, 4, 4.
about 6,
Sorry,
7,
6, yes.
7, at least 7. Yeah,
Suter and Barron, Cameron are likely free to get in the squad. Obviously, Liam Kelly's just there, but like Kieran Wright, young player, won't get there.
yeah.
Bailey Rice is a good young player. I doubt he even gets there. And then you got Finlay Curtis. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
again,
it.
that's not good enough.
It's not good enough. No,
Okay, so that's Rangers, so.
And that's Celtic.
Oh my god.
yeah. So Celtic have got McCowan, McGregor, Murray, Forrest, Donovan, Ralston, Tierney, and Durham as well. Yeah,
It's I've got nothing against foreign players in football clubs, but I'm sorry, but like there should be so much more top level Scottish players in these two club squads.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's so shocking to see that and how they've both got the similar number of Scottish players in their squad.
Yeah.
6 players in their squad that are Scottish. That is crazy.
And just for context, this is the funny thing, right? This is just for context, right?
Look at Hearts. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, did you see this? Look at this squad.
Oh yeah, I'll show you.
This squad is amazing. Look at that.
Look at that. We've got
Scottish.
How he's not in the Scotland squad more. I don't understand.
I don't know how. Yeah, I agree with all that. Yeah,
I beg to differ. He should be in the squad
as well. Stuart Finlay, good player, but like,
yeah.
Like this logic.
James Wilson as well. He's a good player too.
Yeah, I know. He's not in much games this season, but he's off the best. But I think, but like you said,
have a look at my Hib squad. Look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from this moron.
Yeah, old man Hanley. Yeah, I don't like him either. Don't worry.
But the rest of this, I'm like,
it's balanced. So both the Edinburgh clubs have got a balanced squad where it has still got a contingent of Scottish players.
Yeah.
Very
Imagine
much.
if only he was Scottish.
I know.
Yeah.
Now, technically, you can call Martin Boyle Scottish, even though he's got the Australian flag next to him. But that's only because he's got
dual citizenship.
grandparents and dual citizenship.
Yeah,
Because he was sniffing around the Scotland setup, guys.
exactly.
But
It's just
he just never got picked. So his grandparents have said to him, or whoever it was, look, you're dual citizen with Australia, go to them, they'll pick you. And he
yeah.
did.
And this
Now
is
we have a squad.
that is Aberdeen, yeah.
That
Again,
is crazy.
yeah.
It's a nice balance, but I don't know why the big so-called top two can't do this. I really don't.
I
I
don't
think
as well.
I think they're afraid to. I genuinely think they're afraid to.
I much preferred the period between 1993 and 1998 when you knew Celtic and Rangers, yeah, they had a smacking in of foreign players, but predominantly the team was Scottish.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, I
That's not
agree.
what I was looking for. There's a comment that Chris Bell. Where is it?
He put
It's
some.
not. It's probably not came through yet.
It's not come through yet. Oh, there it is. It's come through now.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Exactly. The pace and the pace of Scottish week because, for example, if you've come up to say Rangers, Celtic, Hearts, Hibs from an English Premier League or an English Championship club, the pace down there is much more frantic. The game is definitely played to the 99th minute, whatever it is,
Yeah,
with all the VAR stoppages now.
It's
But when
softer.
it's
oh,
softer, and when you come up to Scotland, it's a lot more physical, and
yeah,
that's something that some of these foreign players don't realize how with these teams, like especially like for example, like a Dundee or St Mirren, when they go against Rangers, they will play physical no
oh
matter
yeah,
what.
like Hibs were playing Dundee. Was it last week or the weekend
Last
before?
week was,
And
yeah,
when I was at the game, and you're going on about physicality, Karl, Dundee were just absolutely shocking. They were fouling every 2 seconds to get the ball. I
yeah.
think they ended up with about 5 yellow cards. They had one player sent off. Oh, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, my support person was telling me that because he's got a season ticket at him as well. He told me about that when I was with him, when I was supporting him. He told me about that completely about that, and he was saying, yeah, the physicality is so of Dundee it was horrible, and
It was
yeah,
horrible. It was like watching someone from the 1990s, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah. I mean, you talk about the likes of Man United, Liverpool in the 1990s. I thought Dundee was the same last week. It was crazy.
mm,
When the
yeah,
referee didn't have a clue, he couldn't keep a handle on the game either.
no,
That's another point. Scottish referees are very lackadaisy in their work. Now, I know
yeah,
up here, far's different to the Premier League, but I think the Premier League model works because even if you sneeze in the Premier League, it gets farmed.
I mean, it doesn't really work. Let's be real.
Well, for some stuff it doesn't, some stuff it doesn't. It's a love-hate relationship with it. But I think their model is more thorough than the Scottish model. 100%. Even though, as you say, Reece, it tends not to work. But I think the FA's model compared to the Scottish FA's model,
Mhm.
in my opinion, is a lot more thorough because it vars everything. Yes, some of the decisions might not be correct or whatever, but at least they have 3, 4, 5, 6 referees looking at the decision. Is where up here, look, if you get one VAR decision per game for smaller clubs than Rangers and Celtic.
yeah, yeah. That's an interesting one. Yeah, especially
Mm.
because of VAR, because of how VAR came into Scottish football, because it's more of a VAR light than the full VAR that the Premier
Yeah,
League has and most of European
yeah.
competitions has. So, you know, for me, yeah, it's a
It's skimmed milk. It's semi-skimmed milk compared to full fat milk, if you want to
yeah,
say that. and we've got the semi-skinned version. We definitely do. Because
Yeah.
it can't intervene on things like a straight red card or second yellow, whatever it is. It can't intervene on that. It can only intervene on certain criteria. Why can't it do full criteria like other leagues are doing?
Mm,
Would you
yeah.
not? Would you not want?
No.
Would you not want the semi-skimmed version and not the full fat?
It's an interesting
It,
talk. It
it's
depends
a
on the how.
good one.
Yeah, it just the number because of the number of teams that is in Scottish football in the Scottish Premiership. It's you probably because if you had like a 16, 18 league, then you probably want the full fat. But because it's a small league, you're gonna get the semi skim anyway. So
Mm.
so I can get the both sides, but in a way, maybe it just needs to be a lot consistent of that. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
Mhm.
It's, I mean, that's probably a story for another day, but yeah.
Yeah, it will be. It will be another day as well. I'm just looking at of the European leagues this week. Like I said, with Rangers out of it now, the Europa League.
There.
Aberdeen Rangers, Celtic.
Yeah,
It's,
Celtic's likely not going to qualify. I don't see Celtic getting to the knockout stages.
They're all out. They're pathetic. Like, ugh.
and it makes you wonder what we do with the money we receive from just even being in the group stage. Like, I know what Aberdeen will probably do. They'll probably use their money wisely.
Yeah,
Rangers and Celtic, will they use their money wisely?
no,
I'm not so sure. I don't think so.
no,
It
they
will,
won't. They
it'll
won't.
go to something stupid. Don't even know what it would go to, but it'll be something daft that we don't even need to pursue, and then they'll just fritter their money away.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. Right, let's get into the Champions League before you finish, Stefan. We have to talk about what's going on at Real Madrid. They lost 2-1 to Man
Oh,
City. Is Xavi Alonso going to be losing his job sooner than later? Because it just
yes,
feels like it's going. It's this is not worth of what
no,
Florentino Perez wanted. Who he waited for so long after Ancelotti left, and then get Xavi Alonso. It's been tough. It's under pressure to put along with the culture clash with his players and so forth. And Perez is not a patient person.
no, he's not. And I think that the longer you leave that situation with Alonso and his players, the more toxic and the more um, it's going to spiral out of control and grow arms and legs. I wouldn't be surprised if in the media within the next couple of days we're going to see managers being tipped as possible replacements
Yeah, yeah.
for Xabi Alonso.
Well, it's interesting because with me, because
It's
I
coming.
yeah, with me because I know a bit my Spanish and I sometimes read the Real Madrid new article Marcia, and they are very ferocious with how they talk about. And I was so reading, and I was just like, this club's got no patience. And it's like I said, I was hearing something from Julian Lawrence on BBC Radio 5 Live this past week, and he was talking about, he was talking about Gillian Balgate, and Gillian Balgate said about, Raul, he was at Real Madrid B team, and for him and Perez had a really strange relationship, and he's looking for a good project, and he thought he could have been the next one in line, like I said, like I said, Perez wants something like he wants something like Ancelotti, Del Bosque, but there's none of those type of managers anymore now that does it. It's all micromanaged and I think that's what the problem is. It's like, you know, and I think that's what you said when Raul was at the Arsenal game last weekend. He spoke like he wants to go to the club and has got a big project, and he's been scouring across Europe, and so in a way, it's just with Xavi Alonso's situation, you're just thinking, did I leave? Do you think did I leave too soon from Bayer Leverkusen?
Yeah, he did. Because he had a great record at Bayer Leverkusen. I know he was cutting his teeth as a manager, but when you are cutting your teeth as a manager, as we all know, it's always best to start off in a small slash medium club, have a couple of seasons there,
Yeah.
establish yourself, establish your playing style to your team, um, and at Bayer Leverkusen before he left for La Liga and Real Madrid, the Galacticos. He had a brilliant season. Think of all the victories he had in the Bundesliga, in Europe, all that jazz. If it was me, I would have stayed at Bayer Leverkusen another season to test myself and say, can I go back to back? Then, fair enough. If results aren't going your way, you either resign or leave, or you get sacked and you look for another club. But I
Mhm.
think the way that was done, just to have one season and like mainstream management, then go to a team like Real Madrid.
Mm,
He was
yeah.
punching. He was punching way above his managerial weight, I think, at the time.
Yeah, it's something. It's gonna be, as I said, they got a huge game tomorrow even as well, and I just fear that if they don't win that game and get draws, it's. I think at some point you got
Yeah,
does you get back up to Christmas and New Year? That's gonna be the next question now. If because like I said, with the Madristas, the ultras, they are very fierce and loyal, and if they're not something happen, like I said,
no.
they will call it out, and Perez will crumble to that pressure because he has
And
done this before. So
yeah, and the ultras are already starting to turn. They're already going sour. So if they're going sour and Florentino Perez isn't happy, it doesn't make for a happy Christmas for Xavi Alonso, I'm afraid.
no, it
Mhm.
doesn't at all. It doesn't at all, indeed, as well. Yeah, it's so slim at the moment. After losing to Celta Vigo last Sunday with two of the players sent off, that just shows you
Yeah.
there's so much. There's so even that prompted an emergency meeting. I bet I won't be surprised if there'll be another emergency meeting after tomorrow evening. I
I
just won't
think
be
I
surprised.
think there will be. There'll be another emergency meeting, and to coin a phrase that you guys use in the championship review, quite a bit, especially over Liam Manning. You know what I'm going to say? His life support is about to be switched off.
Yeah. It's not
It's,
always green on the other side when you
no,
go,
no,
it's, grass is not always green on either
no.
side. So, yeah. And even Chris said, Lord's level was Leverkusen. And he
Yeah,
said,
Mhm.
yeah.
totally.
And he sort of said that it would be nice if, as everyone not learned from Ollie at Man United, you're going to have fans I mean, that would risk your team. Yeah, exactly as well. So there's so much shit issues, and it's going to be interesting the next couple of days and weeks. While we will speak on this as well, so it's going to be quite interesting what is going to happen. It really is. So yeah, we're just coming up
No,
to 12:30 now, so the games in the EFL will be kicking off right now. So, Stefan, I know you're gonna be going shortly because you've only can do at least an hour. So I know you're busy today as well. But in terms with with what do you think of how Hibs will do tomorrow? On Monday
on
against
Monday.
Rangers. Yeah,
Oh, well, see, it's a tricky one because I've been asked that this week already. I would be happy with a draw from Ibrox. Now, Rangers in their current state after their European exploits, could they have the proverbial European hangover? Now, I thought that when Rangers played Kilmarnock last weekend, Kilmarnock were bigging themselves up, and usually Kilmarnock have a good record against the old firm at Rugby Park. Uh, I was surprised when I seen the scoreline of 3-0. So I would be happy with a draw. I don't think you're going to have the proverbial European hangover. Although secretly I wish they would, but I can't see it. So in my estimation, anything of anything over a point is a bonus.
Absolutely.
I would be happy with a draw. Just mm, don't go there and park the bus though. Go there and try and have a goal, especially because you've got the likes of Boyler and Nicky Cadden who can bomb up and down the wings. Um, You'll probably have old man Hanley in at the back, which yes, he's done a job in recent games, but I hope he doesn't choke at Ibrox when he gets his start because the chance he easily could. But I would like to see Hibs having a go, and I'll certainly be watching it on Monday evening with great interest.
Absolutely, as well. Absolutely. Stefan, we'll let you go. Thank you very much as well. Enjoy your weekend. And I probably won't see you next week because I'm working next weekend. But on Boxing Day, we
So,
have got some stuff.
so it's me and Reese Boy next weekend then.
It is, yeah. But I will be back because we got after that because of Boxing Day weekend. So
Yep,
we're doing the big festive. So yes,
cool.
we'll. So, but I will keep an eye on you guys. But I'll say I'll see you after next week. So yeah.
See you later, guys. Bye for now.
Yeah, Stefan. Take care. Thank you, Stefan, as well. So, Reece, let's look at some other stuff as well. Mainly, let's look at the FA Cup draw also that came out this week as well. So, some huge ties as well. Macclesfield, non-league Macclesfield, they're at home to Crystal Palace. That is a really good tie of the round, isn't it?
It certainly is. I think the only thing is if they're going to broadcast it. I think that's a type of game where they should, because that sort of TV rights would help Macclesfield. My only concern is if they don't do that, then they lose out.
Well, I have been told that this will be on BBC. So this will be on
Okay.
BBC alongside on the same time as on Discovery TNT Sports as well as Discovery as well. So TNT Sports and so we have got the ties on what's going to be TV. So Wrexham against Nottingham will be on TNT as well. So will be Spurs against Villa will be on BBC One as well as all the channels. And Charlton against Chelsea will be on TNT Sports One, including all the games on Sunday. Leeds United will be on TNT as well against Derby County. Port Arsenal will be on TNT. And then also a bit of a controversial one. Manchester United gets Brighton on TNT Sports, as well as Liverpool gets Barnsley on Monday night on the 12th of January. So,
All right. Okay. Well,
yeah, so we've got the announced, but looking at those fixtures as well. Yeah, looking at other fixtures as well, the key fixtures as well. Looking here, yeah, Maxwell against Crystal Palace is a good tie for Crystal Palace because they're the defending FA Cup, winner champions. So they go into that game. Very huge bit of pressure to a good Maxwell town, good Maxwell who have resurged at the moment in the non-league at the moment.
yeah, they got to take them seriously. It's not just about having quality or the better players, but it's the attitude. So they need to take them seriously.
Absolutely do as well. Looking at the other fixtures as well, so Charlton against Chelsea, that's going to be another good, decent tie as well. Chelsea not playing
That'll
at
be
the play for a long time as well, so yeah,
Yeah, you'd expect Chelsea to go through. You would anyway, but well, you never know.
absolutely, yeah. We never know as well. Western Supermare, the one few lowest ranked teams left in the FA Cup. They go away to Grimsby Town, and we know Grimsby did well. Excuse me, in the Carabao Cup as well. Can Western go against a League Two club, but can Grimsby Town again can do what they did in the Carabao Cup to get further into the last stages?
I don't see why not. Confidence will be high, so I don't see why not in that sense. I think they could.
Yeah, it'll be good as well. Bournemouth gets Burton Albion as well. But the big game I would say on that weekend, Cheltenham Town, they're home to Leicester City as well on the 10th of January. Yeah, like I said, Leicester have been going off some difficult running at the moment, but I think
Yeah,
Cheltenham will be bouncing as well to get a former Premier League team at their ground as well. So that's going to be huge.
yeah,
Man City at home to Exeter City as well. That's another one of the big giant potential. Maybe Man City, but you can see Man City getting through to that round as well.
yeah.
So. It's the Eddie Howe derby between Newcastle against Bournemouth. That's gonna be a big game as well on that third round as well.
Yeah, you would expect Newcastle to win that, but I tipped Bournemouth to win it.
It's something that, because Bournemouth got to the quarterfinals last season, so, and they, yes, they've had a bit of a poor run recently, but it's something that they've always had been good, if they can get further, because I think their team at some point could do what Chris Sparks did, if they can keep the players if fit as well. That's, if he keeps Semeno throughout January, I think he could be the talisman to try to get Bournemouth further beyond their expectations.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's all London derby as well between West Ham United and QPR as well. Stoke at home to Coventry. Brentford, they go away to Sheffield Wednesday. What other fixtures are? Portsmouth gets Arsenal. That's going to be a good fixture for Fratton Park as well on the 11th of January as well. That's a good fixture for them as well. Arsenal go away to a very tough ground as well.
Mm. Something tells me there's going to be an Arsenal collapse in January. I just got a feeling that they'll collapse.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting round on that weekend. And then Douglas saying that Liverpool gets Barnsley, and he said it's giving him 2008 Brian Howard vibes, and where Barnsley were the team that really shocked everyone to beat Liverpool and Chelsea, to get to the semi-finals as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be an interesting game. Can Barnsley do the impossible again like they did against Liverpool back nearly 20 years ago? That's going to be quite interesting as well. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like I said, you guys have got Brighton at home in the FA Cup on Sunday the 11th. How do you think that fixture's going to be? Because Brighton have always been a bit of your bogey team the last few seasons. So, but you did beat them in the FA Cup semi-final a couple of seasons ago.
I'm not sure. Brighton have not had the best of starts this season. They've not been particularly great, but they do have an awkward run against us. United as well in January. We'll have some players at AFCON. Well, even though players will be back by then, expectedly, but
yeah,
I don't know. We should have the quality to beat Brighton, but I will say this though: if we don't beat Brighton, then I think at that point, personally, despite where we are in the league and the possibility of how the end of the season can go, if Man United lose to Brighton in the FA Cup, Amorim's tenure at that point becomes untenable. I don't think he can save his job if he loses to Brighton, especially early on in the FA Cup. I don't think he's got a chance of turning things around, no matter the results. Like, even if we were to go and qualify for the Champions League, it's still not good enough. Like, he needs to win the FA Cup regardless of the league position. He needs a trophy to show that his way works. Because if it doesn't, then he's got no tangible evidence. And some of the results, to be fair, in recent games have been good.
Yeah.
It's just that some of the performances as well haven't been up to scratch. And
yeah, of course. I was thinking because I watched the game on Monday against Wolves, and you did have a bit scared. But I think, like I said, you still Mason Mount. He's been scoring the last couple of games. Are we seeing slowly coming? He's coming back to the Chelsea days that he had. When he was a huge important player, and is he becoming slowly an important player for United under Amorim with his tactics?
I think he certainly is, and it says a lot that when Mount plays, we actually win more games than we lose. Like, we've got that record with him, but also every time Mason Mount scored this season, we've won. So he does have an intangible factor on the club. So I certainly think so. He's just not as reliable because his injury record.
Yeah,
but he's a decent player. You play him in the right position, and he certainly does showcase his ability more. And he is a threat from certain areas as well. He's a good finisher. He's a good passer, but he just needs to stay fit. Because another thing as well with him as well, if a different manager came in, played a different season, Mason Mount can play in a variety of positions. He would thrive if he can just stay fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yes, it's good important points. He said that one. It's just to keep it fit, especially if Tuchel's going to be looking at him and thinking, can he get him back into the England squad because he's not been in the England squad for quite a while. So that is going to be an interesting factor as well. And speaking about
Hmm.
World Cup stuff, the ticketing scandal, the price scandal, it's a scandal that the fans have been priced out for what £4,000 for World Cup final. Are you kidding me? Dollars? Are you kidding me?
I know. I thought it was a joke. I was streaming the other night, and a friend of mine sent into my chat, and I was like, He's like, "Have you seen the prices?" I was like, "No." He's like, and he dropped them. I was like, "You've got to be kidding me." I was like, "This is extreme level of conmanship." I was like, "Nah." I'm like, "I'm glad I didn't go," but I was like, "This is a fucking joke."
Yeah, yeah, it absolutely is as well. It's such a fucking joke as well. Let's look at the results in the Champions League. What a loss for Chelsea against Atalanta. They were leading, and then Atlanta came back from a goal down to win 2-1. That was a shocking result this past week in the Champions League.
I can't really say anything else except I'm shocked because Atlanta have been horrible under Juric, and then they do this. I don't don't have anything to say except I'm shocked.
Especially that Chelsea made a lot of changes. That surprised me.
Yeah, I don't get why they did that. Their league game this weekend isn't even as big as the Atlanta game in the Champions League, so it makes no sense.
No, it does it as well. It really does it as well. Spurs winning against Slavia Prague 3-0 this week as well. Look, like I said, we spoke about a little bit earlier on. They won 1-0 against Inter Milan. Man City beat Real Madrid 2-1 as well.
Hmm.
Newcastle, shockingly should have won that game against Bayer Leverkusen and they drew 2-2, actually,
I don't think I think Bayer Leverkusen have been underestimated a little bit. I think ever since they brought in the ex Danish manager, they've really turned a corner.
Yeah, I agree as well, actually, especially how they've really been doing. And I think after they got rid of bloody Egghead as well. I think you're right. Actually, I don't think we need to underestimate. I think Roger Mayer, has steadied the ship after a poor start as well. So
Yeah,
yeah, I agree as well. Napoli losing 2-0 away at Benfica. Really, that was another surprising result. But like I said, Napoli being inconsistent.
I honestly wasn't surprised. Going into that game, I was not surprised that Benfica beat them. Like Napoli have not been playing well for quite a while. They're constantly changing systems under Conte. The fluidity in the team isn't there. Can't believe I'm saying this, but Napoli really miss Romelu Lukaku.
They do.
And Hoyland has been scoring goals for them, but they've lacked like Hoyland can't like no disrespect to Rasmus Hoyland. I think he's a decent player, but he's not a great player. And I don't rate Romelu Lukaku at all. I never have done. But Napoli miss his physicality and his strength that he can bully opposition defenders. So I think they really are lacking in that area. Like they've changed their whole dynamic. Like they were playing a really solid system as in the back four. Now they're back to a back three. That inconsistency is what's going to allow Milan to just take the league from them.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting Serie A battle, especially with how Antonio Conte has been under bit of pressure this season as well, and especially where Napoli is now because they're only like a point above 24th place where they need to qualify because Benfica, Paphos, USG, and even Athletic Bilbao even can have their chance to get into the last stages as well. But because I know Ajax had their first win of this week in the Champions League, and they've been so poor as
Yeah,
well. So
yeah,
yeah, and even Villarreal, usually Villarreal always been decent, but they've really had a very stinking campaign to the Champions League as well. So
literally.
yeah, they're already gone. Villarreal, they're gone anyway. I can't see them. Like I said, 2 games to go. I just don't see nothing at the moment. So
They've all just been dreadful.
yeah, so as well. But like I said, Atalanta being 5th place at the moment, which is really surprising how much like I said, they're being inconsistent in Serie A, but in the Champions League, they're being very consistent. So
Yeah, it's mental.
it's Mentos. Let's look at the Europa League games as well. What a good win for Nottingham Forest, Reece. They went to Utrecht on Thursday night, and actually they got a good win as well. And Are we now seeing, that Forest could get into the top 8? Is it going to be close than we expected?
Oh yeah, I certainly think so now. Yeah, I think they've shown resiliency. They've shown a willingness to go and try and win, and Sean Dyche has turned them around in a full sense of it. So fair play to him as well. Fair play to him
Yeah.
because it's been no ride for him that he would have liked, but he's certainly done well in the European games.
Absolutely as well. Again, Villa had a good win against FC Basel, another team that's been on really good form as well after a poor start to their season as well. But they have been so consistent after being asked. So they've been on a runaway train as well in the Europa League as well.
It's going to be hard to stop them.
Mm.
It's going to be too hard to stop them. I don't think there's many teams in Europa League that can.
No, I don't see it as well. It's going to be hard to stop them as well. And looking in the Conference League, Palace, they got back to winning ways as well. At the moment, they did beat also who did they beat earlier this week? They went to Shelbourne earlier on Thursday. A good performance from Palace, which they needed to do, especially the last game they had a bit of a loss, but can you see them getting into that top 8? Because they're only a point behind Mainz, and they're not too far. They can even go high as fourth, or fourth this week, fourth or third in the next couple of games as well. Because there's some good teams in there, like Strasbourg. I think they're gonna finish top of the table. Shakhtar Donetsk look really good quality this season as well. But I think Palace will get into the top 8. No, so it's Fiorentina with their poor start there in the Serie A. They're still not too far. So Palace will make it into the top 8. The next game is the last game before, because they only play 6 games in the Conference League. So they got cups on the next Thursday coming up. So would it qualify for it quite easily depending on all the results?
Yeah, I think they will. They're good enough. They've played well throughout the tournament stage. It's just a little bit of a hiccup here and there, but I think they'll be fine. I don't know who's going to win the conference. I think it'll be. I think Strasbourg are probably going to win the whole thing, but
Yeah, I
it's
think I see it. I think they're
so
my favourites at the moment, and I think Shakhtar could be that another team that could be doing well as well.
a resurgence from Shakhtar to potentially win it would be nice to see.
Yeah, it would be. It would be as well.
I
Yeah,
just don't. I just don't want it to be if they win the whole thing. I don't want them to turn around and say, "Oh, we've done it for Ukraine," because
no,
that'll be so cringe.
they're doing it they suddenly said we do it for ourselves, So
Yeah.
yeah, and I agree with that as well too. I agree with that wholeheartedly as well too. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Finish with the Conference League next Thursday as well. That's going to be interesting to watch as well.
Fiorentina, though, I think the funny thing is, though, I think Fiorentina, of how considering the fact they're so bad in Serie A, I think they'll use the Conference League as a chance to say, well, even if we get relegated, which could happen, if they get relegated, they'll go, well, we've still got Europa League football thanks to win the Conference League. So
Exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. Indeed. Yeah, that's going to be
I
interesting as
just
well.
can't believe how bad Fiorentina have been. It's insanity.
It's been coming for a while. I think ever since I've been watching them in the Conference League, they lost back-to-back finals. This is where I'm thinking there's going to be a bit of a downfall because of the pressure that they should have won against West Ham and also against Olympiacos. They should have won against
Mm.
Olympiacos. They should have won the
Oh,
Conference League.
they should have done. Italiano was like, I've done enough. I'm away, and it's no coincidence they've dropped ever since he left. But it's so bad overall. Like,
Yeah, I know, and especially the club have had to take security measures to protect the players and the staff, and the fact after getting so threats at the moment after losing to Swansea last Saturday as well. So
mhm.
yeah, it's so much issues going on at the moment. It really is in Florence as well. Right, Reece, thank you very much for joining me those this morning. I know, as I said, I won't be on next Saturday because I'll be working from 10 till 6, but you'll see Reece and Stephan here again at 11:30 next Saturday as well.
Yeah.
I should be back on as well tomorrow night with the championship review with hopefully with Annie and Michael as well. We always said Ant was always going to be on, but he never comes on. He's on the piss as like he does usual. So yeah, but like I said, I will be back on tomorrow evening with those guys as well, and I'll be back on with Doug after Monday night to do the 20 podcast as well. And then like I said, it should depends on what happens next Sunday. Hopefully I should be at the championship review, but Michael and I will cover that as well. But that's the content is going to have. But like I said, we are going to be on for the first time this year on Boxing Day, around Boxing Day weekend, where we will talk all the games as well, which is going to be a bumper of football as well across that weekend as well, which is going to be interesting for ourselves. And also, as of this, the last couple of weeks on this current stream we have with using with our software, you might see some changes after New Year, as I've been doing some tests on a new streaming software as well, which I'm testing at the moment to make sure it's good, it's ready for us to go, because I want to get myself familiarized. But yeah, like I said, Reece, it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks, especially coming up to Christmas. We're less than 2 weeks away from Christmas now, so really less than 2 weeks before Christmas, Reece. That time is flying so quickly.
I wish it would slow down.
I know, same me as well.
That's all I can say, really. I mean, apart from thanks for having me on, like I really do wish it would slow down a bit.
Aye, absolutely. So, any content on your stuff coming on your channel, Reece?
I think I'm streaming later, but apart from that, I don't really have much coming up. It's just the same thing, just carrying on. But they do check me out, obviously. Like Weekly Steel Chair, I'm still going strong, but there's not really much on at the minute. So what you see is what you get, I suppose. For me at the minute, that's all I can realistically say.
Absolutely, yeah. Keep an eye on Reese's channel as well, and keep an eye on our channel as well. We're getting into the 140 subscribers here on the Total Leaving Home podcast as well. Please hit that subscribe button and like as well, and hit the hype button as well after this after we've done our show as well. And keep an eye for our future content over the next coming days, as well as up to the festive period as well. So thank you very much for Stephan. Thank you very much to Reece. They'll see. Do you see these guys getting next Saturday at the same time halfway? I will be back on around the Boxing Day weekend as well. So as it's leading up to Christmas as well. But like I said, everyone have a good week. Have a safe journey if you're going to any games, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good weekend. Take care for now. Bye-bye.